I made $1,500 in just 51 minutes at 20 years old. And it was the easiest money I've ever made. I had no idea it was possible to make money this fast and easily. So today, I'm going to go over the path I took to get to this point in my life so you can save as much time, pain, and money as possible. But first, let me be brutally honest. By no means was getting to this point effortless or easy. And I know this title is a little clickbaity. Oh, here's another video on how to make money online fast. But if you're looking for another get-rich-quick scheme, you should just click off the video now because you're not going to win. Getting rich quickly does not exist. There are no shortcuts and it's hard. It's not meant for everyone. However, if you choose to go down this path, make sure you're choosing the fastest way possible. That doesn't mean it's going to be fast, but it's the fastest way possible. And that's what I go over in this section. But before you even go down the route, you have to do the internal work. Otherwise, bro, you're just going to crumble like this chick, which I'll just get into shortly. That's where identity shifting and B.E.A.R Attitude come into play. I learned this from my mentor who's been an entrepreneur for 15 years, owns 14 businesses, and has over 100 million in real estate. So you know what I'm saying is like kind of legit. Oh, I guess I should also formally introduce myself. My name's Satya, if you're wondering how to say that. I'm in high ticket sales. I've been working on myself for about 7 years now. I've spent over $50,000 on coaching mentorship, read over 50 books, have consumed thousands of hours of personal development content. You get the idea. I've been doing this for a while and I've spent a lot of time and money. But what I teach / promote here is basically just becoming your best self by seeking and living in alignment with the truth. Because if you don't do that, you're never truly going to become your best self. Now that that's out the way, I can finally get into everything. So first, we'll start off with identity shifting. First, I want to ask you, if God gave you all the desires, riches, wealth that you so wanted, do you think you'd even be able to handle it? And if you're being brutally honest with yourself, if you're watching this, the answer is probably going to be no. Even I know all the riches and wealth that I am aspiring for, I'm still not worthy for it. There's a reason you don't have what you want, and it's because God doesn't deem you worthy of it. Because if you get all the riches in the world like this chick, this is a Hawk-Tua girl, literally got rich for making a sex joke, you're going to have a pretty bad downfall like her. And honestly, bro, the devil wants you to have all that money come to you fast because he knows you're going to spend it on drugs, clubbing, dumb stuff, and just completely crumble and be in a worse position than you were in before. So first, you have to become the person worthy of all the wealth and riches, that it just naturally comes to you. And there's a reason why so few people are successful. They're not willing to forge themselves, to go through all this pain, to be forged through the fire, to kill their old selves and become reborn again. And it's funny, people think failure is a sign that you should just quit when something isn't working and you shouldn't go down that route, when in reality, it's just God's way of strengthening you, telling you to do something different and weeding those out that aren't worthy of the abundant life. The man himself is literally just filtering people out who don't deserve it. That's all failure is. And if you can stick through it long enough, I promise you will make it. And this is me talking to myself too, because to be completely transparent, I'm not where I want to be. Like, it's pretty cool that I made $1,500 in 51 minutes, but this doesn't happen on a daily basis, and it's nowhere near to where I want to be. I'll go more in depth on this call itself and the actual skill set behind that in a future video. Bro, honestly, you need to become grateful for the pain and the suffering that you need to go through because it's just going to make you stronger. Like, you don't want to be like this chick. It's embarrassing just having money handed to you. Where's the character that's built from that? So now you're probably wondering the best way to kind of make that identity shift to become someone worthy of all this abundance. Well, you need to understand that 95% of you is your subconscious mind. Only 5% of your actions is determined from actual thinking. So you need to understand how to rewire this subconscious mind. And it takes a lot of effort. Like, this identity shifting stuff is not easy. It's going to take time and effort. But if you have a roadmap and someone to guide you, which hopefully that's my goal here, it's going to make it a lot easier. You need to rewire your subconscious to become in alignment with the higher vibrational version of you that can literally just attract all of this on a quantum level. If you read this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, you'll understand that you have to create a new personality to have a new personal reality so that you can attract the life that you want. Not even that, dude. Read Think and Grow Rich, Psycho-Cybernetics. I'm not going to go super in depth into that in this video. Maybe in future videos if you want to see that. It would be just way too long. But real quick, I'll just go over some simple ways that you can kind of start making an identity shift. The first one is Charlie Munger's inversion principle. If you don't know who Charlie Munger is, what are you doing, bro? He is Warren Buffett's partner at Berkshire Hathaway, just super wealthy. Rest in peace, Charlie Munger. He's a big idol to me. All this is, I'll kind of write it down too as I talk, and I'll just use a plus as a minus. You want to write down the character traits of the best version of yourself. So I'll kind of work through it with you. Okay, I'm not gonna keep going any longer. I'm not gonna do this exercise for you. Do this on your own. Just some examples. The best version of me doesn't procrastinate, doesn't drink, takes care of health, discipline, curious. Now you would look at this and then you do the complete opposite. And all this is instead of focusing on what you should be doing, is focusing on what you shouldn't be doing, what you should be running away from, which is easier to run away from pain rather than chasing pleasure. And not only that, bro, you need to change your information diet, change what's entering your mind, meditate more. Dude, all great athletes, all success, all winners, they spend time in their mind. If you're not spending time in your thoughts, you're losing. Like, you're supposed to go in there and rewire it and have mental talks with yourself. And even better, stare in your own eyes, bro. Like Rocky, be like a crazy person. I'm serious. If you want to win, you need to be crazy. Hype yourself up. Tell yourself you're that guy. Even if you're not that guy yet, you have to delude yourself before it even happens. You have to see it and believe it and speak it before it actually happens. That's what manifestation, law of attraction, all that motivational woo BS is all about. By the way, it's all real. You need to read these books, bro. If you haven't read these books, you're losing. Get on it. Go get on it. Go order it right now if you haven't. And of course, journal. You get to compartmentalize your mind. You get to analyze your thoughts, kind of realize how to rewire it and whatnot. And this is just a brief overview of identity shifting. I'll go way deeper into this concept in future videos. So, of course, shamelessly going to tell you guys to subscribe if this is something you're interested in. On to the B.E.A.R Attitude. I'll briefly go over each thing and then I'll dive deeper into each one. So first, belief. You have to believe that you can actually achieve the result. And then that belief needs to create some enthusiasm, get you some energy, which causes you to take action. And then you take action for long enough and you see results. Now, it seems pretty simple, right? Wrong. It's not that easy to implement. Just because something's simple doesn't mean it's easy. So, belief. This kind of comes from the identity shifting. You have to completely change your identity to believing that you are successful, that you are a winner, that you have everything that you want. You cannot be anxious. You cannot be depressed. You have to be in go mode. And dude, I'm not going to lie to you. For so long, I was trying to shift my identity on my own for 2-3 years. Honestly, maybe even longer. I was trying to use my own power to kill my old self, to fight the demon inside of me and come on the other side stronger. I was trying to pick up that cross on my own for so long. And I'm telling you right now, not until I gave my life to Christ, I couldn't have full belief and faith in myself that things would work out. I avoided it for so long. I kept trying to do all the self-improvement stuff, all the meditation, all the journaling, all the reading, but there was just part of me that couldn't shake off that anxiety and that depression, that uncertainty. And until I gave my life to Christ, and I killed my old self and was reborn in him again like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Only then was I able to truly, truly have faith that everything will work out. And look at that. Everything's starting to work out now that I've actually put my faith in Christ. Funny how that works, huh? It's almost like Christ is king, huh? But yeah, bro, I'm not going to lie. If you do not believe in God, you are not going to win. Like, simply put, if you don't believe in Christ, you're not going to win. And I know that's going to make you uncomfortable. Good. This channel is not supposed to make you comfortable. It's supposed to give you a lot of truth. That's my whole mission. My name means truth. My entire brand is all about truth. So you need to make sure you have this faith dialed in. Because once you get to the point of taking action and you fail, how else are you supposed to keep going if you don't have faith? But now onto enthusiasm. And this part of enthusiasm that I'm about to go over can kind of go into belief, but I just threw it in here. But dude, getting clear on your why. And I'm blurring this out because I paid $5,000 for this information and I'm not just about to give it to you for free. I'm not going to lie. You don't deserve it. And I know that's harsh. Oh, when. Yeah, no, bro, you don't. Because maybe even you, after watching this video, you're still not going to take action. And this is going to be the 100th video you're mentally masturbating yourself to. Don't be that guy, bro. Take action after watching this. Anyway, get clear on your why, identity of your higher self, the things you want to achieve, your 6-month vision and future, your 10-year vision, the legacy you want to leave behind, and more in depth of your legacy. So these 3 are more like visuals. The legacy, the 6-month future, achievements, and identity of higher self, that's more written out. And then I have this pre-state checklist, which is just for sales calls. It gets me in the right state of mind before I hop on it. But what this is going to do is going to elevate your state so that when you're kind of falling back and you lose that enthusiasm, you're able to come back to your vision, come back to your why, and then you get that energy back. And another part of enthusiasm, bro, who do you think has more energy? This guy or this guy? I'll just leave it at that. I don't need to go deeper into that. Just, bro, it's simple. You don't need to overcomplicate. Get outside, sweat, eat cleaner foods, exercise. Like, I can go into the whole biohacking BS in my future videos, but right now, you know what you need to do. Like, most of you watching this, you know the actions that you need to take. You just aren't taking them. So ask yourself, why am I not doing it? And then the last part to enthusiasm, I'll say, is that you don't really need to have dialed in sleep. Like, yes, take care of your recovery like this guy, like me, but all great men were sleep deprived. You're gonna have to pull energy from somewhere else. And read this book, The Untethered Soul. There's a chapter called Unlimited Energy. And the example the author gives is basically, imagine you were so sad and depressed, but then a 10 out of 10, your future wife, like the hottest woman you could ever imagine, was like, hey, I want to see you. Let's go out on a date. Bro, you're getting out of bed. You're getting all this energy to go see this woman. Where did that energy just suddenly come from? Didn't come from calories. Didn't come from going outside. It was simply something in the depths of your soul. And this is another thing that I'm relating back to Christ now that I've recently given my life to Christ. I realized for so long I was like doing all this biohacky stuff and whatnot, taking care of my health, but there was something missing in my soul that was having me energized. And I realized it was just Christ. Now I literally have, I cannot express enough. I have unlimited energy. It's the Spirit, the Holy Spirit just flows through my veins. And I really don't need as much sleep as I used to. That might be a little unhealthy, but. And of course, all this enthusiasm stuff is great, but listen, motivation is temporary, discipline is forever. So once you start taking action, you can't stop. Your ability to push through suffering is in direct proportion of how strong your why is, which is something I thought of. I don't know if it came from somewhere else, but I'm going to take ownership for it. And I'm going to just start to fly through things now because this video is getting a little too long, but you need to be like Hormozy. Be obsessed. I love this guy's account, Zach. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Amazing writer. Like, if you read his stuff and you don't feel like taking action, there's something wrong with you. You need to have the heart of a lion, bro. You need to be on the hunt. I know it's corny as hell, but all the corny stuff's true. Be on the hunt. And the main thing is learning how to rewire your dopamine. Read this book. It'll help you understand dopamine more. Also, go further into dopamine in future videos. And this is part of making that identity shift. But of course, last thing is the results. Quote from Hormozy: confidence isn't built by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having an undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are. Once you have the results of that, you're going to have more belief. It's going to have more enthusiasm. You're going to take more action. It's just this spiral. But make sure, dude, do not stop. Do not go down this downward spiral. Keep going up the spiral. A rocket ship, and Tate says this, honestly, I'm stealing it straight from it. A rocket ship doesn't stop halfway through the sky. It keeps going. You need to have rocket ship energy, which is something I learned from Josh Lyons. You cannot stop. You have to keep going. So that is the internal work. This is going to take a lot of time to truly implement deep into your mind. But now we can go on to the vehicles of wealth itself. And I took some of this from the Millionaire Fastlane, which go read this book too, great book. But I kind of put my own spin on it. Now, let me show you this graph. Everyone thinks success looks like this, linear. You put in and you get out the same amount. But no, it looks more like an exponential graph. You don't see anything for so long and then boop, everything happens. And honestly, it's more something like this. You start to see something, you're like, oh, that's kind of hard. And then you get stuck a little bit. Most people stop here. And then if they don't stop here, they get here. And you're like, oh my God, I'm seeing results. And then this is, by this time, 99% of people quit. Not be the 99%. You also need to know why you're doing this. Don't be like the average Joe that's like, yeah, I want to be wealthy to look cool for other people. That's not what they're saying, but they're thinking that deep down. You need to have a strong why. Do it for your family. Retire your parents. Take care of your friends. Give back to the world. Give glory to God. And if you dial in your why, you'll be able to push through all this and finally come out on the other side all the way at the top. And dude, this path sucks. It's lonely. It's going to take a long time, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. And I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm starting to go up it, I think, hopefully. But I want to make it clear. I'm not like some millionaire or something. I'm just some 20-year-old that's starting to get things down. I'm just kind of sharing this with you guys. So you could be like, damn, this guy's an idiot and doesn't know anything he's talking about. Or you could be like, oh, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. But anyway, first route is the typical 9 to 5. You get a degree, you go in depth, you go in debt, you put it in your like 401k and blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. 80K per year job, like so long, retire at like 60. Okay. You're not here for that. Now, these are the two paths. I'll start off by saying most of you probably think I was going to talk about being a business owner, which down the line, you should be a business owner, but right now you probably don't have the skill set to. And I made this mistake. When I was 18, I invested $16,000 in a business mentorship. And I lost it all. Big waste of money. I got too ahead of myself. I thought I was going to be able to build this business, which I probably could have if I really tried, but I didn't. I fumbled under pressure. I did not have the skill set to. I was not confident enough. I did not do all this internal work, and I didn't believe in God to make things work. So because of that, I pivoted. Now, for this path, you can be an engineer, a doctor, a dentist. You can get to this point. But dude, you're going to have to go to school for a long time. I don't know how long it is. What, 10 years? I have no idea. Minimum of 8. Engineers, I think that's just 4. But you might even have to put on debt. Probably your parents aren't going to pay for it. So then what do? Well, glad you asked. You learn a high income skill that's 1, going to make you money, and 2, increase your skill set at the same time. So by the time you want to become a business owner, you actually have the capital and the skill set to do so. So for me, I chose sales, but there's a bunch of other stuff that I'll get into in a second. Sales by far the best one. And I might be a little biased, but you're going to be able to talk to people better, talk better on camera like I am right now, persuade people better. Like, dude, I literally got a stranger to give me $10,000. I've never talked to this person. That's what happens when you get good at sales. And plus, with AI, you're never going to be able to replace a salesman. You can't get rid of that human-to-human connection. Because during the Industrial Revolution and tractors and whatnot took out physical labor, AI is now taking out intellectual labor. So now that our body was replaced, now our mind's going to be replaced. The only thing left is going to be our soul. AI can never take that away. It looks like I'm flipping you off. I swear I'm not. You know why? Because God gave that to us. Each one of you has a unique gift. And in the future, this future revolution, this digital age that we're in, the only thing that's going to be left is your soul. To create from the soul, to have intuition, to have taste. And that's a whole topic. I'll dive deeper into the future videos, but that's kind of, I'm starting to get to this point and whatnot. This is kind of me getting to this point right now. But yeah, dude, just choose sales. I'm telling you, it's the best one. And writing too. But what I mean by writing is kind of like taking all the information on the internet and like synthesizing it down. Listen to like Dan Coe. He's a perfect example of that. Other stuff, artificial intelligence, coding, copywriting, email marketing, funnel creation, long form scripting like YouTube videos, VSLs, social media marketing, not an agency because that would be a business owner, ad creatives, all that kind of stuff. Short form clipping, short form scripting, and that's just to name some. But dude, choose one of these paths. I'm going to be biased. Just go with sales. This is the path I'm on right now. I'm slowly getting to this point. AI is not going to be able to replace you. Dude, it's exhilarating. Like, not to be corny, but this is what I feel like. This is what I feel like. And the best part, bro, you don't need a degree for this. I think I already said that. You need to become obsessed. After you get off this video, make a mental note of what you need to take action on. Don't just leave this video having it be your like 100th, 50th one that you are just like mentally masturbating yourself to pause. You get the point. Take action, bro. I hope you took something from this. I'll dive deeper into these books, identity shifting, and all this stuff into future videos. But I'll leave off with saying this is all about leverage. Give me a lever long enough, I can move the world. Dude, all these people right here, they probably, honestly, I'm going to be real. This person and these people work harder than me, but I'm just choosing the right route. I'm choosing leverage. You have to be wise enough to know what opportunity is going to yield the most amount of results based off the time that you put in. And at some point I'll be here, and then when I'm at that point, I'll kind of dive deeper into this. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I have no idea how long this is going to be. I think this is probably longer than it should have been. But yeah, go take action, and also, of course, subscribe and whatnot to see future videos on all this stuff. And until then, I'll see you later.